No time for more analysis. We're going straight into our first best of three third match of the tournament. It has been pushed to the third match. It is Svift versus Ascent still. It is winner decides who carries on, and loser will be knocked out of Rewind 2 here at ESA Santa Ana. Let's see what's happening on mid, on Brack. And the first thing I'm seeing on mid, we called it some very patient play from both of these teams. They're just going to try and find some nice spam points. Sai actually getting a good read onto where that soldier would want to jump from, get some good spam rockets in, denies him from actually making this jump onto them. They will open with the first couple of kills over on Ascent, and the Dominos are starting to fall from here on out. They try and go aggressive on the centers, think about maybe if we can get that kill onto Nursery, we can start salvaging this round, let alone the mid, and they can't really make that happen. They're going to lose that almost their entire squad and probably even lose their second point.
Yeah, Marmelo with a nice dive managed to get the frag on skis, and this is pretty much what we expected. Like, if you decide to play passive, you're gonna get spammed down at some point in Zillik, but completely annihilated by Saigai at the start of the mid. So pretty much what we expected, and I think Svift will have to step up the game and be way more aggressive on the mid if they want to get something out of it. And now Nercy and the rest of his teammates, they're going to push with a really good Uber advantage.
Yeah, they've got a massive Uber advantage. They can take their time, they can buff each other up, take a quick high five, a quick little drink break. They have got a sentry gun to deal with, however, and because they've overed in Paddy, nobody's really dealing that sentry gun yet. They actually had Saigai waiting in the wings over in the sort of drop down area to actually spam down the sentry gun. A lot of cap time for the Ascent squad, but there's that famous snake water collapse. Everyone joining up. A lot of trays between all these teams, and a nice fat air shot from Sai to actually kind of keep the spirits alive for Ascent. But those respawners are going to be coming back in about 6 seconds here.
Oh, Sai, you could have went for it. You could have went for the DM. There was 100 HP combined for the two players, but he decided.
He decides to actually go back and build that Uber. It's disgusting. It's making you sick on Brack. I can see it coughing up a lung. All right, well, they're going to actually
I'm disappointed by Saigai.
Yeah, again, making you sick. So they've got that Uber advantage, however, by playing it safe. It's not an incorrect play. It's just kind of, we're all hyped right now. We want the big plays. So we're going to let it slide for now. Marmelo, he's thinking, maybe I could spam that sentry gun from this position here, but the way that they've set up the sentry gun, they can't possibly spam it out. They will have to dedicate the Uber to it. It goes down pretty quickly, though. Paddy wants to get this point capped, and he's trying to dedicate some actual scattergun fire to kill it off. He's so low. Everybody's so low over on Ascent here. Some nice time on the point. They didn't really see that coming. I guess they did all the flank was doing all the hard lifting for Ascent as they Ascent. Paddy was just kind of sitting back, waiting for that point to be like unmasked.
So we said we wouldn't be surprised if we were to see some quick rounds in Ascent. Just confirming this with a 3 minutes quick round. This is nice for them to take the early lead. And Swift, they can't sit back anymore. They will have to be more aggressive, and it starts now on this second middle.
Yeah, we see both teams just playing passively, holding back. Nobody wants to jump in. Still kind of playing sheepishly for both of these teams, and I've never seen such passive play being upheld throughout an entire sort of series of maps on Bragg, and they're just going to face each other. Ascent will actually kind of start walking across the point now, and Podolski is a force of walking. He is going to just walk all over them as Paddy does a good job of actually cleaning up a few kills. They'll leave ball back on that that midpoint, however, why they make that second push in. And look at that bomb actually coming in from Marmelo, I think.
Sai is in the backlane, he's really weak. He's getting cleaned up by Hi-Fi. That was a really nice attempt here from Saigai, but in the end it didn't work. And we're going to come back on this again, but on mid, the team who got the more aggressive got rewarded once again. So Swift, they have to take the read on the situation, and they have to realize if they want to come back into this game and to take the win, they really have to step up the game. They have to bomb in, and it's going to be up to AIM and Zilly to jump in.
Oh, Podolski being a lot of hate there. Marmelo will actually go down and make an attempt at some of the Swift players whilst they were getting kind of pooped on from the little Podolski sort of peak, as they will force off the Uber. They're milking it, and there we go. Nursery will decide to pop off and is off to the races with Swift and high five and whatnot. He takes a quick scout taxi and boom, he's out of there. Paddy is thinking of maybe rotating around to this flank hand side, but they read him. They see that they want to make this play. They rotate a lot of eyes over to the grass area and make them think twice over on that Ascent squad.
A taxi called Paddy. That's a new thing in town, guys. So another reset, the trade went kind of even for both teams. Nothing really happened. I think one person died in both teams. So not really much to say about it. Nothing cookie cutter lineup, no off classes. The two teams are happy to play in this situation. Considering what we've seen so far, I'm expecting Ascent to try to make something happen really quickly until they get the Uber. So it should happen in a couple of seconds now, turbo tabs. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see Svift just being happy to be in the back foot right now.
Yeah, I mean, it is gold. Well, it's not quite golden cap yet, but
yeah, we have 25 minutes until golden cap.
Yeah, there's been two sorts of maps with golden cap. You kind of feel like you need to play things as careful as possible. It's very delicate, I guess, scenario when it comes to this game. This is the first match, may I remind you, that has been pushed to this third map. Tensions are high on both of these teams. Oh, wraparound play from this scout. They have to deal with him, and they actually deal with Marmalou as well. There is their opening. Two picks for Svift to play with. They've got the Uber charge as well, but I can see Ascent thinking about taking this fight here on back because they've got that Uber charge and that forward respawn. They don't want to give away this mid for free. They actually force off the Uber. High five was brought down so low that it was just too scary. Oh no, Sai's been cut off from that Uber from Nursey, and Nursey had no one to kind of take the majority of that Uber. They had to get out because all the positions just so rubbish for Ascent there. And
it's finally some kind of aggression for Svift, and it's paying off already. They're taking the mid, and it's pretty much what worked out pretty well for them on Sunshine, trading Ubers and taking the better end of it. And now AIM is the end discuss, leading the charge to the grass. AIM is bombing in, nice rocket onto, I think he was looking for Bedonsky, but Bo just intercepted the rocket and he died in the process. So kind of unlucky here for Bo. Bedonsky being still alive, trying to spam out the position of Svift, and everyone from Svift is in the same area. Marmalou with the big flank, 3 rockets, he kills everyone's side with the follow-up.
What a collapse! Yite is the only one to survive. He's like, what on earth just happened there? I've lost all of my teammates and I've just gone down as well. Ascent, what a flank from the roaming soldier. What a collapse, what a follow-up.
And the follow-up for Sai was really impressive as well. Marmalou and Sai just cleaning up all the frags, claiming the victory for their team. It looks like they want to go for the cheeky spawn cam. Ascent, Bedonsky sticking up the forward spawn, but nobody in Svift gives in, and it's still going to be a really fat Uber ad for Nursey.
Man, it's the fattest of Uber ads on Brack. They've got plenty of time to just kind of check every single corner, crevice, sentry gun, snipers, spam out a few players, have a quick little sandwich break, all of it, because they've got that time on their hands with this Uber. They've got a sentry gun to deal with. It is level 2, so it should be quicker than normal to take out. There we go. First job done. They were sticking with this play where they put Paddy on point to actually get some point pressure. They will kind of bring a soldier out of hiding, and maybe they can start getting the kills from here. But the trap still sprung fairly successfully for Svift as well. It almost comes down to DM at this point in the game. Look at that chase, though. Look at that turn, actually, from Paddy. He will get kind of beat back by bot mode. He's just but a mere mortal after all, but it looked a bit scary for a moment there on Brack.
The nice fall in the end for Svift. I think Paddy and not Paddy, Zilly and AIM with a really nice rocket onto the point completely denied the attempt of Paddy to get some cap time going. And the Ubers are once again quite the same. I wonder if Svift want to try to build on this momentum. They've been holding the start pretty well, and it looks like they want to make their way into that middle point. Skis is following his teammate into the point. High five trying to take a 1v1. The Ubers have been traded, but Zilly died on the flank. Paddy claims another frag onto bottom, and now it's AIM who died as well. This is going really, really bad. I think all the flank from Svift has been cleaned up by the one from Ascent, and now Ascent can just take it to last. Paddy is on the prowl. Can he get skis? One rock, he gets a frag, and Nursey again helps his scout with a frag onto Yite. Paddy finally dies, but what can I5 do? He can't wait for the respawn.
I mean, during all this on Brack, keep in mind they need to cap second point, and it's capping so slowly that Svift can kind of come back with some of those respawners. They'll have another 2 back in about 4 seconds time, and they did keep Nursey alive, so they will have a slight Uber advantage, but it can't help but feel if a scout was capping that point, maybe they could have sailed that all the way to last.
Paddy again, he must feel really feeling good right now. He was on the prowl and he got the kill onto skills. Really important kill here onto skills, because now it means Nursey with a 40% ad is going to be, it could be a really comfy push for the Ascent if dealt correctly with. But remember that was the exact same situation 1 minute ago, and Swift was perfectly able to handle the situation.
Let's talk about that fight on mid. What happened with that on back? It looked like that some players wanted to commit in them from the flank, but the other players wanted to back out of Swift, and they're actually pushing in now with Ascent with their uber charge advantage. They have got 60% on skis now, and maybe they can, if they can delay enough time, but they've lost a lot of bodies, they've lost a lot of time, and they've even lost the round on Brack. 2-0, they're looking quite cushy in this little lead that they've developed.
Paddy going for the same play twice in a row. I think this is a technical pause being called by
Look at Aim, he's furious.
Yeah, Aim is really unhappy because in the end, Paddy just went for the same push 3 times in a row. The Uber is used on him on the right door, he spams the guns out, and then he goes for the point. He's being contested, but this time no one really came in, and with a follow-up from Sai and Mamalou, Paddy was able to cap. So Swift, they really need to find an answer quickly because they're being 2 rounds down now, 20 minutes left into the game, so that's still a lot of time. But this is actually going pretty much as we called it. Ascent taking the lead quite quickly, and Swift on the back foot really need to find a solution.
Yep.
And Aim looks a bit pissed.
When the chips are down like this on Brack, you know, your personality quirks kind of reveal themselves, whether or not you're an angry person, a person that kind of goes a bit like depressed, almost emo-like, or just these horrible sort of things that kind of make you who you are and can kind of show themselves and almost bring a negative presence to your team as well. But sometimes in those rare moments, somebody will step up and they'll be the ones that will kind of reassure their team, kind of take leadership and walk them through the dark times. And I mean, is that anybody on Swift right now? We'll have to see.
Well, maybe, I'm assuming Aim would just took that role and maybe try to find a solution for his teammates. We're going to see that. I'm expecting Swift to go aggressive this time.
Yeah, they have been playing patiently all across this map. Keep in mind, they don't have to go super aggressive. All you see, the only aggression coming out of Ascent is they hold that W key for more than 10 seconds. So maybe that's just all that they need to do. And look at it. Look at the Ascent, the aggression already. This is much nicer coming out from Swift right now. But, oh no, they're being teared apart from the seams on Bragg. They have to go backwards. They have to go forwards. And during all of this back and forth, they lose track of their little blob, their little connection, and their little kind of coordination as a team. And they're getting picked off because of it.
So they tried to go aggressive, but I felt like Aim was kind of on his own here on the jump. Bidonsky really early. Mamalou is going aggressive on second point, but maybe Aim lacked a bit of follow-up from Zilly and the rest of his teammates who were maybe looking a bit too much into the Ascent soldier. The fight is going on.
Oh, denied! No jumping for Zilly today. God. What is that kid been eating? Sai saw that coming a mile off.
But Nursey used a really questionable Uber here, and really not the kind of Uber you want, so maybe this is probably a good situation. The ski is going really low. He doesn't use the charge. What his skis do is just milking the charge forever.
God. He's so low, he's so low. Oh, he actually will survive. Oh,
he finally used this for a nice play from Mamalou, and in the same time, Nursey died as well, so this maybe not as big for Swift.
Aim, jumping in. Paddy! Oh no, he whips the stance, finds the pistol instead. He's taking on the Derriman. Oh, he won't get cleaned up, but he's put in a sizable amount of effort. And there we go, that's evened out the medic scenarios for both of these teams now. Aim actually picks up the kill onto Boren. They could think about still holding on to this second point, because keep in mind, Ascent didn't cap this point during all this chaos on Bragg.
That was messy, to say the least. I mean, the fight just happened at the same time on Swift last and second point. So Nursey died first, but then Skis got cleaned up as well. So no, Nursey was going to have the Uber ad, and I'm wondering what Swift... we can actually say that Swift is playing way much more aggressive than what they have been so far, but this isn't really working out so well for them, because it looks like Ascent is ready for the fights.
Yeah, I mean, it's aggression, it's nice, but it's just not really mega coordinated aggression. I could see that they're just kind of flicking back so much. I think if they just spearheaded to one point and not try and go back and forth so much during all this aggression, they would find themselves finding a little bit more success. Look at all this hate being poured onto Ascent right now as they're walking from grass. Can they find really a little opening? They're just trying to hold the line, and God, if you're Nursey, you're putting in overtime at this point, keeping all of your teammates all healed, all buffed, and they will actually get the kill. Is that a drop coming out?
Bot mode! Flank plan to Nursey with a nice two-shot onto the medic, and now Skis is just going to be so comfortable in this situation with only Bidonsky and Bora up. I think Bidonsky went back while Bora is just hiding. onto that showroom. But what a play from Bokmo. I think nobody saw that coming.
Yep, and they're just checking every corner, every crevice, anything that could possibly kind of threaten Skis at this point. He's got 100% Uber charge. He is a hot VIP target that they want to protect when pushing into this midpoint and this second point. They could even maybe think about using this Uber aggressively on this left-hand side if they're feeling it right now. And I don't know, it looks like they're sort of feeling it. They're kind of pushing in, and they maybe might get a pick onto this soldier. They actually back out Ascent, not giving them any chance to kind of get Ubered upon. So they will sit back there, showing a little bit of resistance. They will get a pick actually onto Marmalou, just showing that little over-aggression over on Ascent now. They still got this Uber charge, and they still have the advantage for all of an extra 20% now. They actually go to the heavy weapons guy. He's just going to go back and into resupply and switch his class. So High Five will actually not even give him the time of the day. He will just go away with his shots and just hold them into his clip, go back on second, rebuild that Uber, and threaten Ascent that if they do push out with that Uber charge, they can backcap them if necessary.
But Donsky dies for a flank play from Bokmo. Maybe was just trying to sack and got the demo man on its way in. So it's going to be hard for Ascent to push now, even though it's a 5v4. I mean, they lost that demo man, but Paddy doesn't look like he wants to wait. He's just going in Borg with a cleanup frag onto Bokmo. Borg again with a second. Two frags, maybe the truth is getting helped by Marmalou.
The medic is low.
Can he get the skis? Marmalou is going in.
Oh, actually a bit of a turnaround coming in from Svift here, but they've got a lot of turning around to do on Bragg. Look at all these players. Bot mode is actually juking everybody for quite a substantial amount of time. He will kind of waste the majority of that Uber. Zilly kind of comes in from the drop-down window, takes out a frag onto Podolski. He keeps dying, that poor boy, during all this in-game fighting.
But that play from Bor and Marmalou was really impressive. They were relentless. They just went all the time. And Svift with another reckless aggression. The bomb is going from aim. He beats the rocket onto Nursi though.
Oh wow, Paddy even cleans up the kill on top of him. Maybe they can make this push back in with the player advantage, and they haven't exactly got a solidified second defense, mid defense going. Then the bomb space making is being made by Marmalou. He's going to just beg for a quick crossbow, and he's back into the fight. They actually find a kill onto not only High Five, but Silly as well, that went aggressive during that. Everyone else is finding it too scary. They're going to back out over on Svift and hope that they can build the Uber charge before they see any sort of glowing red people over on Ascent.
Svift are getting really close to their own charge, so Skis really wants to stay alive now, but maybe Paddy knows about this Uber app because it looks like he wants to take it really quickly. They're gonna get caught. They think that, yeah, but Skis is gonna get it any second now. Paddy is in, the Uber has been used onto Paddy, but Skis finally pressed mouse 2 as well, so now the Ubers have been traded. Nice spam here from Zilly and Aim, just denying the push from Ascent, and it's gonna be a reset unless I see two people on the left-hand side trying to push the Paddy, just cleaned up by Zilly, and now it's gonna be maybe a push out from Svift with 30 minutes remaining. They're still 2 rounds down, and maybe they want to try to make something happen. I think Zilly's on the flank, he's getting caught. I5 as well, getting jumped by a soldier, but Marmalou can't do anything, getting cleaned up by Yikes. And Bidonski is completely isolated on the point. This is a complete collapse and a disaster for Ascent.
I like this proactive play coming out from Svift on Brad. The fact that they just get one player advantage and they waste no time making the push onto second and just trying to show confidence in their own DM skills, and it working out for them here. A lot of good teamwork being showed by Svift as well. Ascent will back off knowing that they're at a slight disadvantage, but they should know that both these teams are fairly close, but they're going to respect the team right now that's got that forward momentum underneath them. So Svift, they're probably going to calm down now as they try and pick apart the second point, realize what they can do here, and there's 12 minutes left on the clock on Brack. 2 rounds is still towering for Ascent right now. They're not exactly losing, but Svift aren't exactly out of it either.
It's just going to be a hold for both teams. Svift has to try to make something happen. They have to go with a sack play or a trade, either of which. We've seen Svift having a really favorable trade throughout the whole of the series, but now they want to try to take the hills onto the green. You could see Bokmo maybe is going to get cleaned up by... I don't think he knows about the stickies above his head. Zilly out. I see that was a... They tried to take the attention on themselves on green so Zilly could jump into. So Marmalou is going really aggressive, but he sees that he can't go and he wisely comes back. So Nice attempts for both Vili and Marmalou, but in the end, this is 5v6. Zilly is still down, so maybe there's a window here from Ascent, but I mean, they're winning 2-0. They don't have any incentive to push right now.
Yes, you've hit the nail right on the head on Bragg. Why have they got to do anything at this point? They can just chill for a good 10 minutes, 11 minutes probably to be exact. I mean, 10 minutes is all they really need, as they've got that sort of dead time that can be played into with that 2-point lead instead of just the typical one. So they're sitting back. It's up to Svift to be proactive, not just because they're losing in the game right now, but they've got that midpoint. Usually those forward respawners kind of encourage teams to make that kind of push in. All right, so they're thinking about making a nice little bomb attempt onto Nursey. Actually, she lives.
But she uses.
Oh, she used the Uber. Okay, well, that's a reason why she lives. I didn't lie on Bragg. Jeez. So they will use the Uber charge to keep Nursey's life alive there. And I mean, that's all well and good in Zilly's eyes. He's done his job. He's got the Uber advantage for his team, an avenue for them to get back into this game, back into this round. And they're looking to push from grass right now on Bragg.
Ascent will try to waste as much time as they can so they can get their own Uber in time. I can see Marmalou in the flank is ready to bomb in, but get cleaned up by aim, but so does Sai. And Sai actually forces the Uber out of skis. Really nice sync play here. And Bedonsky, I think, with a blind dead, got a kill on the demo man. So maybe this is going to shut down the aggression from Swift. But no, high five is going in. It's going to get followed up by both Zilly and Name. Much pressure applied on Bedonsky and the rest of the scout. All the combo is getting killed. Aim applies some pressure to the point, but Paddy and Bedonsky just cleaned up the frags, claiming the kills and gonna probably push forward.
They threw so many players at that on Bragg, and what have they got to show for it? Just an injured Bedonsky that goes back to resupply and foot heals back to full health. It was an all-in on Bragg, and it is not worked out for them. They've got to lose that second point now because of such a play, and Ascent are just looking more and more comfy as the seconds tick by.
Marmalou is on the flank. What is he trying to accomplish here? He can't really actually just two people down because Paddy just cleans up Zilly as well. So maybe there's a window here from Marmalou if he's supported by the rest of his team. He's trying to go in, but he sees once again that he can't really go in. But the rest of Ascent use this withdrawal, I would say, from Swift. They all left the second point for some reason. Botma dies as well. So Paddy, no, I don't think he's caught.
Yeah, he's actually gotten off the point to start searching for the lost souls of Swift. They pop in their Uber, they're on the back foot here of Swift. They will get to their safety, their resupply, but they need to defend their point and they're not there in time. 3-0 for the Ascent boys. It's looking
complete collapse here from Swift, just giving up that second point for no real reason. I mean, only Marmalou on his own managed to put everyone away from the second point in Swift. So now this is looking really, really bleak. 9 minutes, it's still possible to score 3 rounds when you're Swift, but they really have to get quick and easy rounds, otherwise it's going to get really tricky for them.
They've got to dig deep over on Swift. They've got to find where they've been hitting all that success and replicate it in a solid 8-minute gap if they want to bring this back. And it starts off well. High Five gets some nice damage onto the opposing scouts, and they're starting to go aggressive with it. Some very nice play showing out from Swift. It just goes to show that they're very good at playing that front line, and all they needed to do was move it a little bit forward.
Botman is straight away
across. Oh, nice save from Bedonsky there, actually saving his medic. That was an unexpected play for the scout to kind of do the alley-oop over the fence, and Bedonsky still had it under control there despite the rarity of that play. He's still spamming everybody on that second point. They don't want to give it up. Oh, that actually forced the Uber. Very nice play from Marmalou now. Cutting off again. More options for Swift to come back into this game.
Bedonsky has been caught off guard by aim into the lobby. So maybe it is a window here for Swift to push onto Ascent and try to force the Uber out of the hands of Nursey. But no, Swift decides to take it a little slow. That's maybe a good call here. They want to try maybe to bait a bad repush from Ascent, but Ascent knows better than this. They're not gonna try. They're leading 3-0. But as I said, maybe Paddy wants to make me look like a fool because he wants to push.
Yeah, they're just kind of checking all the corners. They want to enter this fight, take the fight immediately, but keep in mind they want to actually go for maybe a wraparound play. They've got the scout, they've got the soldier sort of hiding, seeing if they can kind of spring a trap for Ascent right now. Sai gets launched into the air and he's going to hit a health packet, improvises a quick bomb onto skis, but doesn't really follow through with any sort of kill. That is going to be a Swift second point still for this squad.
Yeah, I know Paddy will actually play aggressive, but maybe here that wasn't the best option. And
They're in.
High5 is hitting the charge onto the bottom right. Uber has been used by Skis, but no cap times. Finally, High5 is going for this, but it's getting cleaned up by both Marmalou and Bedonsky. And now it's going to be all about the point play. A complete collapse from Ascent to the players of Svift, and this is going to be another failed push from Svift.
It makes you wonder, Umbrak, if they just put more players onto that point in the first place and then kind of use the Uber to react to those initial bombs instead of just trying to find the kills and chase around these people that were going into their resupply. Maybe they might have walked away with that last point.
That was probably the time to mirror what Paddy was doing when he pushed with the charge when Ascent is pushing on Svift last. Look at Zully. Zully is making forward, he's making his move, he's going in.
Yeah.
Has he been called? I don't think so.
Oh my
he
god,
beat
the soldier! He actually gets cut off by, I think that was Marmalou there. Oh, woe is the timing. As they're really just kind of clutching at straws at this point, Umbrak, hoping that maybe they can just get to the EU gimmicks or any gimmicks, NA gimmicks, to just kind of bring back this game. There's 3 rounds they still need, and Ascent are currently winning this round. They've got 5 minutes left to make this come round. They will get the kill onto 2 of the Ascent players. That's the flank gone, and Ascent's Uber is looking pretty crap at this point as well. Paddy will actually back up. There's a flank from this soldier. He does kind of cut them off a little bit. Nursey will get cleaned up. Paddy can maybe get some frags as he's going to go down here. He's picking up the health back. He's hoovering up all the players. He's wasting time. He's still going to go down for his team, but Svift were kind of hoping for a stronger win there.
The clock is still ticking, only 5 minutes now to make 3 rounds. This is going to be really, really tricky and tight for Svift. High5 is trying to lead the charge here on bottom right. They still have the Uber ad. I think there's some... Ooh, Ball. There was a snapping forward who can't really get the shot, but Bedonsky actually got the frag on Skis!
Oh my god, I only just noticed that as well. It must have been such a clever sticky track coming out from Bedonsky. Oh, he must feel terrible if you're on Svift right now. Things are finally going good for you, and it just gets plucked away by a bullshit trap.
And this is maybe that sticky trap from Bedonsky and Skis was maybe the silver lining to this game, because I hardly see Svift making its comeback now. It's only 4 minutes, 30 seconds and 3 rounds. I don't see Ascent let the win sleep right now.
They've got to pray for some sort of play, and I think AIM has got that play. He needs to land this shot onto the scout there, and he's actually had a soldier come back to save and bail out his little friend. High5 is going to play off that distraction, get the kill onto Sai, and High5, he wants to maybe keep going for more, but he needs to think of the bigger picture here. He has low health after that little fight. It's that time of the game on Brack where you're thinking, well, I need to do something, anything.
Ooh, Silly with a nice rocket onto Bedonsky here. Claims a frag onto the demo man, but this is probably not enough to stop the walk forward of Ascent.
They've just got to keep going with it. They've got no time to waste, even though Nursey has 100% Uber, and they're going to actually go in with the Uber charge now, but they're going to focus down that medic. They find him in that lower area. They're actually trying to go deep onto Yite. Yite's doing a wonderful job of actually pushing and beating around Boar. Oh wait, now the quick flank around. He's on top of this medic. He's on top of this demo man. Boar, he takes out both players. He has brought this back for this team. He has crushed the dreams of Svift, and he's sailing all the way to the last point. Hart and Paddy.
Look at this bad boy with the 2 clean frags onto medic and the demo man. Secures the 4th round for Ascent now, and this is looking more and more like a one-way game. There's no way Svift is making its way back into this game now. We can surely say that Ascent is going to make its way forward to play against 7 in the lower bracket grid final.
And because they lost it in such a fashion now, they have to do the horrible, horrible thing of TF2 where you have to sit there for 3 minutes and just watch the game drain away and the possibility. And they're going to keep it up just for the cameras, for their mentality, just for the love of the land. And look at these bombs. They're actually pretty good from Ascent all considered after things kind of wind down here. But I know these players know in the back of their head that this game is over. Ascent know that this game is over. Everyone is just kind of having a good old laugh and fun. And High5 is having
High5 got the 6th frag onto the mid.
I mean,
so that's a frag clip for High5. So not all has been wasted on these 3 minutes of garbage time.
Hi there, YouTube. How's it going?
And the 7th frag for High5. He claims another kill, and he wants more. If Bloodthirsty is still on last, can he get another frag? Maybe. No.
Is he going to get the round for the prize, this little Snakewater map? He's ignoring. Oh wait, they haven't even capped mid. Okay, so there's going to be no caps. Everyone's just having a good DM fest. If you just close your eyes, this is just MGE all over again. So what do you talk about in these last 2 minutes here, Rombrak, when both of these teams have no interest of actually capping it out at ending this game? Everyone's just having a lap of victory, I think, for Ascent, and a walk of shame for Svift.
Well, I'm happy to say that we kind of see that coming, TurboTaps. Like 2 close maps, a third map, and in the end, we mentioned how sometimes it's really hard when you have 2 close maps to stay into the game, to stay focused, stay composed, and make the third map as close as the 2 previous ones. So one team had to collapse. Unfortunately for Svift, it was them. Luckily for Ascent, Paddy and his teammate are still in the fight, still in the tournament, and but really, you can't only salute Swift performance throughout the whole tournament. I mean, they gave Ascent a hell of a game.
Yep, I mean, there's no absolute shame here. These guys have played a hell of a LAN, and I'm very impressed, and they should be impressed themselves. I'm sure everyone's going to have a nice laugh and a chat after these games are over. I mean, at the end of the day, they may be LAN in-game, but out of game, they're all good friends, and it's all been a good little game to watch.
They're so naive, TurboTaps.
All right, 30 seconds left as we're almost just kind of rounding out the rest of this game here. Maybe Ascent might just kind of cap it out for us, deny us of maybe that last 2 seconds of the map. We'll see, we'll see. Some people actually already leaving the stage, and for Svift actually exiting game as well. 20 seconds left. Are you going to make it 5-0 for us, Ascent? Kind of invoke the mercy rule. There we are.
What a roll! What a roll for Ascent! 5-4! Who would have expected it?
Easy. Easiest game of my life. Well,
what a series.
What a game. Again, we have to